Please don't open
noises.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
Please don't open that.
Oh, I'm gonna find you a high-res photo of the line.
Please find it. Well, it was high-res. It just got stretched over the screen size.
That's not high-res.
Are you gonna at least do a little in?
Please, bro. Good leaf's waiting for you.
What's it? Intro brought to you by.
Good leaf.
Do a read,
leaf.
bro. Do like a
This
flat
one's
out
the
read.
berry
Read the back of the can.
What's the berry and hibiscus flavor? one?
I do love me some hibiscus.
Which flavor is your favorite, actually?
I quite like this
one.
berry one.
Berry and hibiscus,
But
bro.
like when we, what flavor was it? Oh, the proteins.
And to save the couch, I put it all over me.
That is horrible.
I love how his first thing
Thanks.
is to blame me.
Yeah.
Wrong.
on the couch, all over Warren.
Luckily, you brought your other spare shirt, eh, boy?
Now
I'm not
supposed
gonna
to
lie.
open
That
it.
actually happened to me in the car this morning with that. Like
Is it?
This whole leg was wet. Thanks, good.
So
A nice wet shirt. That's
The
good.
proteins are goes because Tans is sponsored by them, right? You want to avoid the orange flavor, but the orange flavor on this is really nice, actually.
Well,
I prefer this to
protein
to go.
to go
leaves a little
and
bit of
sparkling CBD water, I think, are completely different things.
The protein to go leaves a little bit of a spice.
bro. Of a twang.
Yeah,
Okay, you ready? I'm gonna.
Well,
I've already done it, dude.
Yeah, so-
You're a bit
Bro, it might do the same thing. eh? Bro, but like, what did I say? It's gonna do the same thing.
Did it touch
I'll pull that
anything?
out. I can still hear everything. I'm fine.
Can you hear everything?
Sorry, guys.
But it's fine. This is a fucking great start.
Wow, this show started a complete shit show to start off with.
Well done, Rourke. I also blame Rourke. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
it's his fault.
Were you
Sorry,
shaking
guys.
these things on your way in?
No,
Yeah?
dude, I wasn't, bro.
Sorry, is this alright?
They were in my car, and they were in the fridge. I don't know.
Yeah, I can hear everything.
Highly pressurized.
I like it. I like a wet shirt.
What is
during a
happening?
show.
You know what I realized on the way here yesterday?
I'm gonna use my
here
mask
today
to wipe.
was we sat here. We got some fellas in the studio, and we didn't get to hear their story. You guys enjoy the fights this weekend? Yeah, it's quite
On the spot.
quite interesting. We got like a whole crew here now,
Yeah.
operating cameras and sound.
We need to
and-
mic everybody out.
Yeah, we got to mark everybody, dude. That's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. What did you guys get up to on the weekend?
Oh, I think we went and we did a little bit of shooting,
Shooting and jiu-jitsu.
some
eh?
jiu-jitsu, all within hours of each other. It was good.
Yeah,
Uh,
the November 12 shoot, that was fun.
Yeah, Rock
Oh,
the November
yeah,
12
you were doing the
shoot.
shoot.
That gears.
It's nice, dude. Looks good.
So you guys saw some November 12 shirts for the.
All I need now is to do some jiu-jitsu, and then
Yeah, I caught you at
Yeah.
the gym the other day.
Thursday, boy.
We were
Long-
sneaking in there.
I got my MRI on Friday. I'm nervous. I don't really want to know what's wrong.
Okay, well, which part of the body? The knee?
The knee,
the shoulder?
No, the shoulder's good, bro. I think
Okay.
solid.
Yeah.
My man, Dr. Killian, hooked that up. Now it's just the knee.
Yes, I got some.
Because we were
serious knee
doing
problems.
that loop choke with Nesh, you know, like, and go from standing to knees and then like to roll with it. And for some reason, my brain was like, you should definitely drop down onto your knee now,
Oh.
like straight onto your knee, like nothing else. And as I did it, I was like, oh, you idiot. But
At
it's
least
okay
these
now.
protein to goes are waters, man.
This guy's still talking about protein to
What
go.
are
I
you
mean,
talking
these good leaves. So it's water, so like there's no. This is good. I thought I was going to keep it in the time.
Raucous.
We'll see. My shirt's still completely wet. So.
Get a fan on.
But now you see how long it took him to
blow
open
dry.
that can, right? That's how long it gets him to get onto the mat sometimes. He has to go there, put a rash guard on, warm-up's already started. We're all walking in like, same deal, dude.
Bit of a dozy, eh, boy?
He's talking cuck.
No, I've seen it before with my own eyes. I've seen you. Bit of a dozy. Eh? Never in a rush, eh, boy? You ever been in a rush before? I've never seen Rocky in a rush, eh? Never seen him in a rush.
Oh, man.
Never late. Always.
He's
On
never
time.
late for the session, just early for the next session, right?
I'm not late. It's just that sometimes I can't find my rash guard.
What did you get up to this weekend?
Oh, dude. You know, average household stuff. Moving on around the house.
Did you get to watch some of the fights?
I did absolutely watch some of the fights, my friend. Yeah, it was a weird card. Like, I wasn't all that excited. And you know what was making me laugh? How people were slating us again for picking Volkov. Oaks were like,
Well,
never.
why wouldn't you pick Volkov?
Yeah, dude.
That Oaks been piecing Oaks up left, right, and center.
And that is also
He had
the,
like one hiccup, and then like
He's
There's
the
a reason
biggest
we
Russian.
all. There's a reason we're all millionaires from betting. It's because we make the right call.
dude, that first card of the year, I went 0-5 on the main card.
dude. I
Own
think
five.
I think my picks were actually pretty decent this weekend. Go to
I
the
had
Instagram
Frankie.
pick.
Frankie.
Yeah, I picked Volkov,
Well, I picked
Sandhagen,
Frankie.
Pantoja, and who else? Who else won there? I think I picked Manel Carpenter. He lost.
Guida.
Yeah,
Who,
that
who
we were a
hasn't
bit late
beaten?
on that
Who
one.
hasn't beaten Johnson at this point?
Who hasn't beaten Michael Johnson? Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, he's
Johnson went on a tear.
he
and
is
then,
struggling.
And then like the moment they started like matching up with like the top tier guys in the division, he just couldn't keep up.
When was it like after the Khabib fight?
Mm.
And he really took a turn to negative time, dude.
Because he was going. He was going at a blistering pace at one stage, dude.
Khabib almost tore his entire arm off his body.
I feel bad for the guy.
So yeah, scroll up. Let's just check his last couple of fights.
I'm going to.
Yeah, it's right on the top of the screen, dude. It was like right in front of you. 2021
Well, I was
lost to
gonna pull
Guida.
up a-
Wait, then you should go to 2020, and then it'll show you. Lost to
I can't even see it.
Moises, Thiago Moises. Lost to Stevie Ray. Lost to Josh Emmett.
Oof, that's 4 already.
That's 4 in a row, eh? Some
Uh,
might say he's going to be
Oh, he
joining
beat
that
Andre
chopping block.
Fili. He beat Artem.
He beat the goat.
Everyone's. Oh, hey, scroll down. There's one. You're missing one more. Scroll down. He lost to Alkin. So from Alkin's
5-5
onwards,
losing streak.
Yeah, no, he's going to get the chop.
he's
for sure.
definitely being chopped now, dude.
But he'll do well in like Bellator or something like that.
I
think.
reckon PFL. PFL's.
Maybe.
He lost to Gaethje. That was
That's
a
not
good
a-
fight, though.
Yeah,
That's not
that
bad
was a good
to
fight.
lose.
It was just before this that he was on a decent tear. 2016.
So he lost to Khabib.
Jesus,
Beat
fought-
Poirier, dude.
He's fought everybody in the top 6. I think.
KO'd Poirier. I mean, that's pretty impressive, dude.
I don't remember that.
Also, it was 2016. You're about 10 years old.
How's this guy?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, dude, I
I'll-
think Michael Johnson's time is up, I'm afraid, eh?
In the UFC,
And like
yeah.
Clay Guida, they kind of, you're the younger guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Slightly better resume, I guess. You expected to win that in a way.
The crazy thing is not getting like KO'd left, right, and center. Like, I mean, he has got a couple of stoppages, but I mean, like, he's pushing it to the decision. He's just not
Yeah.
on that level at the moment, right? Submission, decision.
Clay Guida's, I think he's like 2-4, eh? Or 2-2.
Hey,
1
BJ
to
Penn's
4.
record is
He
depressing.
beat BJ, then he lost 2. He lost to Jim Miller and he lost to someone else. And then he won again the weekend. He looked fantastic, though. Hey?
That
He looked
output is so ridiculous, dude.
fantastic. Yeah, it's insane, dude.
Oh, old Charlie Olive's
insane.
there.
Charlie Ollis, yeah.
Bro, he's he looked ridiculous.
I mean, he's got a
Eric
mixed-
Koch is a
mixed bag
great win.
results.
Joe Lawson's a great win. I heard some rumblings about Khabib GSP have been
Dude.
confirmed by
Yeah,
a top flight coach, which they're referring to for us.
Yeah, did you hear how that came out? It was from Kenny Florian.
Yeah, Kenny Florian said
And
he heard
on
from a
John Anik's podcast. And apparently, well, I don't know, but apparently Kenny Florian and GSP are like really, really close. They're
well,
like
Kenny
good
Florian
mates.
moved his camp to TriStar,
Yeah.
and then in the thing he stated by a very high level coach close to the thing. I mean, it can only be for us, Harvey,
Yeah.
right? That's pretty much a done deal. It's like in the works, dude.
That's crazy, dude.
Imagine, right? Just listen to this, right? Imagine they get this deal done at lightweight, because GSP's not looking jacked at the moment, dude. He doesn't look as big as he used to be, right? But he's in
This
good
is where you
shape.
pull up the GSP picks. But
Look at his current photos, right?
it's
I'm
like-
sure at a push he could make lightweight. He goes, he beats Khabib, becomes triple division champion.
And
dude.
then we can
welterweight,
bury Khabib. He's not
middleweight,
anymore, and we can never find him
lightweight.
again.
Then that secures him as the greatest of all time, right?
yeah, well, yeah, no, that definitely does. But
Because
then,
he's currently
and if Khabib beats him, does he leapfrog a few goat places?
oh, definitely, dude.
But we still can't count out John Jones.
Yeah, you can't.
Here we go again.
The
Another
problem
week,
is
another
the
goat
problem is
chat.
for Jones though. There's always an asterisk, right?
Yeah,
It's a
I hear you.
cocaine-shaped asterisk.
I don't.
Well, Turinabol,
What shape is cocaine, bro?
Viagra.
What shape is cocaine? Ask John Jones. Fair enough.
In the microscope to see the shape.
I think it's a cool fight to do. I think it's gonna have massive star power.
Yeah.
It's the only worthwhile fight now if you want to get Khabib back
Mm.
at that 30-0, you know what I mean? I just don't like the fight at 155. I think it's more in Khabib's favor. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to be for a title, surely. They can't fight
And
for
they
a
haven't
lightweight
relinquished
title.
the
Yeah,
lightweight
he's not.
title yet. It hasn't been relinquished
Fair
yet.
enough.
You bring GSP back. He's like really been cutting down. He doesn't look as big as he used to be. Right? Get him at 155.
Only we could see some pictures of Khabib.
Yes, imagine you ask someone to get that
Or
for
his
you,
GSP,
right?
yeah, that would be so sick.
And if GSP wins on the night, you let him fight Usman same time.
Same
Same
night.
night.
Same time. Yeah. Straight after. Give him
Just
20
tag
minutes.
him in. Tag
I'd
him
love to see GSP Usman, bro.
That'd be
That'd
like
be
a
a
fight,
cracker.
dude.
At 170.
I think the layoff will definitely play a
Or
massive
you're for
factor.
sure going to have to go to his social media.
Oh, you want to see? You want to
You wanna see
up to
recent-
date. You wanna see
Recent,
up to
bro.
date.
We
Zoke's obviously not following the storyline here, right?
I don't know where he is. Bro. I don't know where he
Well,
is.
just like when he has to put his rash guard on before training.
Oh, it's going to ask for a code, I think. Because I have to change.
Okay.
They try to hack me again.
Enter the code. We sent you a number ending in.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Just pop.
324
Yeah.
867.
Got you.
I got
They're
some-
trying to hack you.
Yeah, I got some dodgy stuff was happening. So I just changed everything again. It's always fun getting hacked. I got like these things like your account will be deleted in 48 hours.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, fuck. Not this again.
Is he still George St. Pierre? Yeah, he is.
Yes, sir. I love his accent, bro. Hit us with something. I want to hear him. There was one in his vest that you went straight past, but it's fine.
But he's been doing those hot cold therapy videos and whatever.
Make sure you take time to chew because your body can assimilate it better. Eating more slowly equal eating less and having less calorie to burn. Enjoy, guys.
Oh, thanks for that, GSP.
The goat from.
He doesn't look massive though, eh?
No, it's not like the GSP that
Like
Michael
his face
Bisping
is
did.
like skinny. Yeah, there on the
Apparently
left, there, in that black shirt.
Oh, this is the therapy thing.
He looks small there, eh?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying to you. Lightweight is a reality, dude.
And then featherweight. We just keep going.
Featherweight. Can you make that full screen?
I don't think you can.
He's not speaking English, eh?
No, it's 100% French.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know what's
you-
going on here, but I can't hear what he's saying. Yeah, dude, he looks pretty small.
No, he is speaking English.
That's
No, that's the second one now.
this is the English one, you clown.
More than 700 requests. All stories about people that put their heart into
I can listen to the circle all day, bro.
Yeah. But I'm not impressed by your performance.
Speak about dinosaurs and aliens.
inspiring. So, without any further ado,
Okay, boy,
our winner is
I just wanted to see his size. Yeah, that's interesting, eh? He is looking mighty small. Lightweight.
There we go, there we
GSP
go.
there.
He's busy shoveling snow.
Of course he is. What?
That looks
Told
like,
you, dude.
that looks like bantamweight George St. Pierre to me.
That looks like lightweight GSP to me.
I'm loving
China.
those boots, my man. I need me a pair of those boots.
Oh, dude, look what he's about to do, though. He's about to jump into a flipping steel ice bath in the middle of the snow.
With his boots on.
No, boots off, dude. He's a civilized human being.
I was going to say, those like all weatherproof, snow,
Doesn't
water.
even flinch, dude. Doesn't even flinch. Yeah, how cold the water must be.
Oh, it can't be that bad, dude. I've been doing the 4-week cold shower challenge with my man Wim Hof. That's easy work.
Don't use that method if you plan on swimming, though. Hey?
If I plan on swimming,
If you want to hold your breath underwater.
do you know how
it's
warm
not a
my
good
pool water is, dude?
idea. Make you.
Guys, I don't hate my life enough to go do all this cold shit.
It's pretty good, I'm not going to lie. Fantastic. GSP versus Khabib is done. You heard it here first.
Lightweight title fight.
Lightweight title fight for the GOAT status of the world. There can be only one. Yeah, dude. Where were we going? Oh, Overeem versus Volkov.
I mean, my boy's bodied up, but he's not big.
No, he's not. It's quite crazy, actually. George St. Pierre. Gangster. Listen, my man, if you wanted to make a human being in the lab, I'd be like, cool, if you could make me this, please.
100% dude.
You
So,
better do it soon. He's going to get too old just now.
hey, bro.
It sounds like it's happening, dude.
It's on like Donkey
crazy.
Kong.
Warren's close to the source. He's told you it's happening.
100%, dude. Me and Ken flow like this.
Can flow.
What fight stood out for you this weekend?
obviously my man old Sanderhagen
Oh my goodness,
beating the
bro.
brakes off of my poor friend Frankie Edgar.
It's
That
always
was horrible, eh?
It's always so difficult to watch, right?
Oh.
Because you feel like if Frankie could have got through the fight, it would have been like a great fight, right? But when someone starches you like that so early in the
Dude.
stiff, dude.
He's like a board, eh?
Stuff.
Like a board. And he is out, dude. Look how long. Oh, dude. So hard to watch. Give me that belt.
You don't think maybe Frankie just like hangs it up?
Dude, I don't think
He's
you can
so
say Frankie to
competitive,
call
dude.
it a day, dude. Like, I mean, like, who saw that happening, dude? You know what
But
I mean?
he
Like, you
was-
can't say, like,
Oh.
oh, you know, he's getting old, he's getting chinny. Like, dude, if you watch this in, like, the pics, have you seen the, like, clips of it? Bro, that knee lands, like, picture perfect. Go to the UFC's Instagram. I'm sure there's photos of it. Like, it's, nobody's going to understand that, dude.
No,
you can't say,
100%,
like,
dude.
he's too old. Dude, there's not many oaks around that'll take a shot like that. My word, it was beautiful, though, eh?
And then let's also look at his record leading up to that knockout.
Sandhagen.
No, Frankie.
Who did
Like,
he just beat?
Everyone's like just calling for him to retire, but it's like he's still very competitive at the very highest level. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, he had a decent win at bantamweight, first one.
Pedro Munoz,
Yeah,
dude.
Pedro
That oak
Munoz.
starches oaks.
Everybody, my man. And you look good.
Korean Zombie, Max Holloway. Okay, we can
Korean
understand.
Zombie also was at featherweight, though, dude. That should have never happened.
I mean, he beat Cub, lost to it. These are all the oaks that are on like the verge of title shots
Yeah,
or
yeah.
currently have title shots. Yeah.
Go back to UFC there, boy.
Stevens, Aldo was close.
I'm sure there's a picture of it somewhere. Yeah,
There we go.
there. Oh, this is...
I caught it flash, China. That's
I think it might show the slow-mo. Look at this, dude.
oh,
Sure,
that
should show.
flash.
Doesn't show from the other side. They needed you there, Rock. Bro, yeah, maybe that one. I saw a picture and I was like, oh my word.
no, that
dude.
was horrific.
Good old jump knee, eh? Dude. Put him out.
Volkov obliterated over him.
Bro, over him looked very weird, bro. Like, it almost looked like he ate something in the first round and he just wasn't keen
Yeah.
from there. Did you see, like, how he was even shelling up and stuff, dude? It was super weird. I've seen him, like, it was quite weird because he was, like, shelling up and then, like, almost, like, entering right into, like, close the distance and then doing nothing. I'm like, for sure, let's try to work something out. But, dude, it looked like he didn't want anything to do with that power.
No,
I think he ate it early on and he was like, nope, not for me. They're not paying me enough. See if you can find the earnings. We were talking about this over Reem's wage. So it was UFC Vegas 18 earnings it'll be. Dude, he's on like a super, super high.
Part
pay
of him at the
structure.
moment is he's winning two, losing one, winning two, losing one. So he's never getting enough momentum to earn a new title shot.
Yeah, there should
And
be
so
there.
much
Remember how big this thing used to be about like how much the fighters were earning?
Yeah.
You barely see it being reported anymore, eh?
ESPN deal, my man. I can't see that.
Guaranteed purse. Okay, geez, that is a lot.
Yeah, please zoom in. 750 over him. I told you, dude.
Holy smokes, dude.
I told you. He's on a very high pay structure. Dude, it's his 20th fight in the UFC. You know what I mean? And he's
Which
gone
is
all
crazy
the way
'cause
to
it
like title content.
It felt
or
like the
fought
other
for
day that they
title.
were like, over him finally makes the move to the UFC. You're like,
Dude, you got to remember, he still had like the Brock Lesnar fight. He fought for the title. You know what I mean? I mean, and you forget, he almost fucking beat Stipe. He dropped him and then got rocked and thought he
and
felt
thought
him
he,
tap.
yeah.
You're like, what is the guillotine? He's like, yeah, I felt him tap. Okay, cool. Let's watch it back in front of so the whole world can see what you saw. Yeah,
It was after that they stopped
yeah, they're
interviewing
like,
the
yeah,
losers,
yeah,
right?
there's no tap there. Yeah, that was heavy.
Hey, Volkov got a
Just see, Michael
paycheck.
Johnson's on a serious pay structure.
Even my
as
man
well.
Sandhagen, what's that? Five?
Dude, whoever Johnson's manager is, I mean, Oak's earning almost $250,000 on a 5-fight losing streak, dude.
Yes, dude.
How does he earn double Clay Guida, dude? Clay Guida is a much bigger name than Johnson, right?
I mean, they worked.
in my mind,
They
like
walked away with the same amount.
I know, but he got fucked up for 3 rounds and walked away with the same amount, right?
Dariush, dude. That's who we didn't mention, my man.
Yeah. Darius is good, dude.
Dariush
Jeez,
is
like-
edging up into that. He's got to have some serious big names now, dude.
Yeah.
He's so good, eh? He's good everywhere, dude.
Yeah.
Fuck, I
People
think
don't
Dariush, dude.
realize before he was like a name in the UFC. Like he used to be on that AJP tour jiu-jitsu thing, and I remember him almost beating Kron Gracie in a jiu-jitsu match, gi jiu-jitsu match, dude. I was like, who the?
He's a
who's this
beast,
like,
dude. He's a beast. Did you see the video of him getting that UFC Honors Award? And he's just like crying, dude. He was.
Yeah, I saw
emotional.
that. 20
Check.
and 4, dude. That's a serious
What's
record.
that 6-fight win streak there?
Yeah.
What's in?
And Ferreira, when Ferreira beat Pettis, everyone was like, hey,
Yeah.
you should get a title shot.
Yeah.
Dariush dispatched him. Do you do you think a
his only
split decision was
losses-
warranted? It wasn't that close, right?
I saw 3 rounds to Dariush, dude. I didn't see a round for Ferreira, if I'm honest. He had some good moments in the first, but that was
I'm
about
not a
it.
huge Ferreira fan, I'll be honest. I
Dude,
don't- I just
He looked
don't-
great
I'm
against
just
Pettis. Like,
Yeah.
that was enjoyable to
And then
watch,
he
right?
fought. He had a big fight in Abu Dhabi, dude, as well. He was the opener of the main card, I think.
Yeah, that was his.
Mustafaiz, I think it was. I can't remember who it was. I was actually sitting next to that dude's manager. It was pretty weird. He was very salty when he lost.
Takumov.
Hey, they're 1-1, eh?
Yeah. Attack
Him and Dariush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he was going to come back and win this fight now because he's a different fight. He didn't know how to strike back then.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Jeez, he was on a tear at one point.
Yes, dude. But where's it? Like jungle fight or?
But
He
even
got-
the UFC had a
He
great
went 2-0
run.
in the UFC.
After Poirier, he had Dariush Poirier, right?
Doing you any favors, eh?
No, yes, they weren't helping at all. Then he got a nice little streak going there, like 5 in a row, 6 in a row, and then Dariush put a stop to that.
My man. DP. Did you hear again that apparently Oliveira turned down another fight?
Who?
Michael Chandler. Was supposed to be this weekend, 258.
What?
They try to squeeze it on. He's like, nope.
But he's waiting for the title shot, right?
Yeah, it's quite weird because
I
he's
don't
kind
like
of
that
waiting for the
guy.
title shot, but he's turned down a few fights. Apparently, Gaethje turned it down as well. He was like, nope. Sorry,
Dude.
get more wins. You know what I mean? Which is like,
Dude, just a little bit of backwards and forwards. It seems like Poirier's dead keen on a trilogy fight ASAP, dude.
wants that money,
That
boy.
dollar, dude.
Wants
I
that
mean,
money.
the reality though, if I was in his shoes, I'd be thinking the same, right? There isn't. If Conor loses 1 or 2 now after him, that big money
value's
show
gone,
is
dude.
gone, dude. Like it's, like Conor could lose the next one and maybe retire. Like the opportunity to earn that money again disappears.
I just
I
don't
would
know. I just don't know how you sell that fight again, dude.
Well, it's a trilogy fight, they'll get
Yeah,
you so.
but I mean, like,
they'll hook you straight in, dude.
The whole appeal of Conor is always drawing in like this masses, and these masses believe that Conor McGregor is the greatest fighter of all time. They believe that 100%. And then after watching him get smoked by Poirier, they're like, well,
But was
like
he
he can't
smoked by
even-
Poirier? I would argue that he won the first round.
yeah, but boy, like all that, I'm saying, like casual fans and the traction that McGregor brings, they don't see that. They only see him lying face down, arse up. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
I
They're
also
like,
thought he was
oh,
like
surely he knows how to check a leg kick. I'm like,
A bit more complicated than
yeah,
that.
exactly. It's a lot more complicated than that. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, like, there's inactivity to consider, but like, it's definitely not going to get the same amount of traction now. If they both go separate ways and pick up even 1 win, 2 wins each and come back, that's a different story.
Did you
Because
guys check-
you have
It's
to,
risky
you
though.
have to give, it is risky, but you have to give Conor the chance to reinvent after that loss. He has to go back and beat somebody and show that bro,
But what lightweight name is out?
Cowboy, Tony Ferguson, dude. That has to be the fight.
It's too risky.
Or
though.
Nate Diaz. That's the only way it can go. Look, if you're the UFC, bro, which one are you going to take right now?
The problem is Ferguson beats McGregor. You buried McGregor.
Yeah, that's the end of it, dude.
But so you've got a situation with Conor where you have to minimize the risk in terms of business for what he's going to do after. You need to try and pick up the best win. You cannot give him
Like Cerrone worked
Diego
out.
Sanchez,
like
you know what I'm
like
saying?
Cerrone worked out because it was a high level name that wasn't kind of in the higher
Yeah.
echelon of the division, right?
but could definitely fucking give you a problem.
Yeah. So then you could sell it, right? I don't think that anyone like that exists anymore.
Well, it's Nate Diaz, bro. It has to be. It's the only fight that makes sense because
Isn't
Nate's,
he doing a big announcement today?
Nate's, he's doing a 1-on-1 with Ariel, I think.
Did you see
Exclusive.
those two things? Dan Hooker got paid less than Michael Johnson for that last fight, which is sad for him. Chandler
Bro,
got
everyone needs to get that.
Dan Hooker's on a decent
manager,
wicket
dude.
there, though. Do what, like 200?
220. But
220
to get paid less than Michael Johnson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but let's all
Michael-
agree
you
that
need
Michael
Michael
Johnson's
Johnson's
got a
manager, dude.
great manager,
Yeah,
dude.
but maybe the best.
That is like some
Maybe the
serious
best,
work.
dude.
Yeah,
Mate-
people need to stop saying they want to get on that McGregor money. You want to get on that Michael Johnson money.
Yeah, dude. Hey, fight losing streak still winning fucking the bonds.
Quarter of a
my
million,
man.
dude. Jeez, like
Chandler got 530. Yo.
Yeah, he's a big name, dude.
yeah, he is a big name.
My thing is like, if you're the UFC, okay, I think we can all agree that Charles Oliveira is not the cash camel that they're after. Michael Chandler is. You know what I'm saying? So if he can notch up a couple of wins reasonably quick, and you can let him face a Dustin Poirier, that's a way bigger fight.
Yeah.
Then because you can sell it now, then Oliveira versus
Oliveira's
Poirier.
personality is what lets him down,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
dude. Like for sure, when you started fighting 10 years ago, you should have practiced a bit of English.
Well, that's the problem, is he can't speak English at all, right? His English is so bad. And like that's difficult to market a champion like
Yeah.
that. You know, historically, like if you look at Jose Aldo, he was a massive name because he was destroying people, but
Yeah.
he wasn't the most he didn't sell pay-per-view numbers, you know, like
Yeah.
the only reason he ever got into the top 10 on pay-per-view was because he fought McGregor,
Conor,
dude. But like they struggle to market these guys that can't speak English. And I know it's unfortunate, but I mean, that's like the reality of entertainment, right? It's like these guys are become who they are. Like Conor became who he was because of his personality.
Sparking people as well.
So when the personality meets the performance, then that's when you get a superstar, right? Like Israel Adesanya and so forth. Khabib, even at GOAT status, right, was difficult to market, right? It was only in his last 3 fights that he ever became something
Yeah.
like so valuable.
And again, it was Conor that
Yeah.
put him there.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because before Conor, like people like us were watching Khabib, but you were studying what he was doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you weren't even thinking about it.
Yeah.
That no one's going to stop this dude. And then you got to Michael Johnson, you were like, okay, but he did get caught. He got a little bit wobbled here. You know,
Land
like,
of a
and then you're
nutter.
like, a good striker is going to give him a few
Not Landon
problems.
Vanessa, Aljamain Sterling, sorry. Not Al,
Yeah,
What's
but
the other one?
Different weight classes.
Al Iaquinta, sorry.
Quinta, yeah.
Al Iaquinta.
You know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
you were kind of like, okay, we've seen some chinks in the armor. And then he fought McGregor and this massive spotlight came onto him.
Yeah.
You started like revisiting his body of work and you're like, okay, well, Khabib is actually the real fucking deal. You know what I mean?
No, 100%. But once again, it took a lot to get him
Yeah.
to that status, right? I think Oliveira falls into the same
Please.
category.
Is my boy there? Franz Mlambo with old Conor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talk about entertainment. We mentioned my boy Ben Askren getting ready for his big boxing
Oh
match.
man, it's so cringy, dude. Like if you could pick the worst boxer in MMA to have a boxing match against, it's Ben Askren.
Bro, but
Did you see him
look at that
punch-
face.
Did you see him punch the bag with Paul's face on it? And then like all the comments were like,
Go to his Instagram, raw.
can't even box like in a boxing match. Like
He's literally. You'll see better hands at Virgin Active. is what we
oh
say.
yeah, no, this looks in trouble.
Bum, bum, bum.
Oh, man.
Oh man, it's so cringy. So cringy, dude.
Ben Askren.
I can't even.
What? Yeah,
So
this one, bro.
cringy. It is so cringy.
Check out these hands, my man.
Oh man.
He's always gonna have speed on his side, at least, eh?
Oh man, it's so cringy, dude.
Oh, dude, what?
It's such a joke. Oh, that's the one there,
Yeah,
the
he
bottom
wants-
middle one.
And he's
We-
calling to wrestle Floyd Mayweather.
That's
This is what happens when you let Ben Askren out of his cage, my man.
Oh man, it's so cringy, dude. What did Darren Till comment there?
huh?
What did Darren Till comment?
Ben looks like he's punching a steak, not getting ready for a fight.
Okay, get this out of my face, please.
Yeah, it's horrific.
I just hope for whatever reason it just never happens.
Surely the
actually.
Dylan
Like,
Dennis
and
fight is bigger than Ben Askren, dude.
dude, it's not.
And I think
Because then at least you got the guys that want to see
Let's
Dennis
not go
get
there.
smoked, and you got the guys that want to see Jake Paul get smoked.
I would literally pay 10,000 of my own money, and we could start like a fund that could give whoever ends up fighting Dylan Dennis, like they can just change the rules. We're gonna bail them out or whatever happens. Just head kick him so he shuts the fuck up.
Dude, that also got a gnarly knee injury though, huh?
Who Dylan Dennis?
Yeah.
He's also an idiot.
No, he's a knobhead.
When is this fight happening?
Fight week for a flipping sick card this weekend.
Dude, you know, I was thinking last night, like I wasn't sold on the Usman versus Burns fight. I was like, eh.
I was very sold on it, I'll be honest with you.
I wasn't, eh? And then last night I watched the countdown and I was like, well played, UFC production, well played. I'm all in.
Cormier said something very interesting, right? Like you never see teammates fight each other because one teammate knows the result already, right?
Yeah.
Because they know like you know how the looks you get in training.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, one of them already knows he's going to win this weekend. And
But-
I've got this inkling that Burns does it this weekend. I've got dude, my head says no, but my heart says Burns does it this weekend.
That's the jiu-jitsu love inside.
It is the jiu-jitsu.
That's the jiu-jitsu love inside.
Burns was a
It's not
jiu-jitsu
real.
superstar.
Not the reality. Listen, dude, it's so weird. Like you say that, but then you're both going into a fight. You're accepting the fight. None of those guys will accept a fight with the knowledge, knowing that, okay, cool, I'm probably going to lose this. You know,
But
like,
there's
'cause we've seen
pressure.
it so many
There's
times.
pressure to do it. You know, like
I hear you.
sometimes there's pressure to take a fight you don't want to take. You know.
I hear you. Look, I think like it always becomes interesting where you've got one guy who's got a wrestling heavy game and likes to put people on their back, and the other dude is a fucking world class jiu-jitsu
Yeah, like
practitioner.
world champion level.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so where does it leave a fight? We saw Kamaru with Colby, and you're like two fucking world class wrestlers, NCAAs, All Americans, and they just completely fucking avoided it. They're
Yeah.
like, cool, and it's all they spoke about. Like, yeah, I'm gonna wrestle his face off. I'm gonna wrestle his face off. And they're like, cool, we're just gonna.
This is often
it's
what
gonna be a
happens, right?
kickboxing fight.
It's like when you have like these guys that are so good at something, it becomes too risky to go into that territory.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm
What's-
sure Kamaru thought about. I'm sure they came across they thought about like that type of game plan. Let's wrestle and this whatever. But then like it is extremely risky.
What's
Like-
interesting to me is Gilbert Burns is still getting time with Henry Hooft. Kamaru's completely moved on, and like it seems like now there's a bit of beef there. Not like real beef, but like Kamaru was saying in the countdown, like there's the whole dynamics changed.
Because he was
seen
meant to like
things-
just go away for one camp and come
Yeah.
back, right?
yeah.
And then that fell through because Burns pulled out, and then like, yeah,
But
well,
he
didn't
was
pull
like-
out. He had
was,
COVID.
He was directing it to Gilbert Burns. He was saying like, it's different now. There's
Yeah.
not. He's
Where
like,
is Usman
he's like,
training?
well, he's like, he kind of feels like he thought they were friends, and now he's come to the realization that they were just acquaintances. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So there's like now this, I don't know, dude. Like Kamaru is one of those guys. I just don't know how you beat him, bro. To be honest, I don't know how. Okay, obviously Gilbert Burns is, for me, his path to victory is to like find a submission somewhere. I don't see someone like
or like
Kamaru
they one of those bombs, dude.
Yeah.
Burns got some heavy hands, bro.
So does Kamaru though in his defense, though, dude.
100%.
And also the X factor of Trevor Whitman, bro. That's got to be an X factor in this fight for sure. Because even Henry Hooft said in the countdown, like he's not a great strategy guy. He's a skills guy. He'll teach you, coach you skills.
Yeah.
So whatever happens in terms of strategy from there is not his.
But they also got
his,
Kami Bazzarini or whatever
yeah.
that guy's name is. I mean, that guy's a strategist. I mean, he used to be the head coach at ATT, you know,
Yeah.
until the big fallout. But I mean, so I think the strategy guys are there. It's just, yeah.
Dude, and Burns has some pretty decent wrestling as well for a jiu-jitsu guy.
Heavy
especially.
hands, decent wrestling, great grappling. Like it's,
Even
there's someone to beat him.
Dude, I don't know if we can find the stats, but I remember with the Damian Maia fight on Kamaru, bro, Damian Maia shot like a whole pile. Just to try and see the stats, bro. Not Gilbert Burns, Kamaru Usman. Shot a whole pile of takedowns and could not get Usman down. Like, just
Yeah.
couldn't do it. He's also got, I think he's got one of the records for the least amount of time spent on his back in UFC history, Kamaru as well. Like, is that a key? Can you put him on his back? Will he be uncomfortable? I think the cage is where Kamaru wants to be.
Yeah. It's going to be very interesting.
Take down, scramble, get up.
Damien Maya,
Keep it on
15
the feet.
takedowns, landed 0.
0 out of 15, eh?
Yeah. Look, in fairness, Damien's not the greatest wrestler in history. So.
But he also did that to everybody and got
What
them
did
down.
what did Covington have on takedown attempts?
I don't think, it'd be interesting actually. How do you see Burns beating Usman?
I think he tags him, dude. I honestly think he tags him.
KO.
Rocks him, TKO, or subs him while he's rocked.
No takedowns for
0 attempted, eh?
Yeah. I don't think Burns is gonna try and like grapple him to the ground, dude. I think he'll be opportunistic if it hits the ground, but I think he's gonna try and strike with him, dude.
takedown defense for Kamaru Usman is currently sitting at 100%.
No one's ever taken him down. That's crazy.
What?
That is crazy, dude.
His takedown
Dude,
accuracy is
now don't get me wrong,
47%.
right? My head says Kamaru's gonna win.
Yeah.
But I really hope Burns does it, dude.
A lot of people seem to think that Burns is going to win this weekend. Kamaru's also one of those guys who's never he's got all the skill in the world, but he's just never translated over to the fans. Even for me in the younger days, like every time he got on the mic, I was like, oh God, here
But
we
the
go.
problem is his personality. Like he's got a bit too much attitude, you know. Like
I don't even think it's that, bro. I think he just tries too hard. He tries when he wasn't getting, he was on that tear. You know what I mean? He beat Hada-san from when they won the Ultimate Fighter, and then he went on this little tear. But he just wasn't getting the big names, and I'm sure his management would have said, look, dude, if you go and grind out 3 rounds every fight, nobody cares.
yeah,
You're
but that was the problem. Was his stylistic?
Exactly. You're going to have to do something else.
Yeah.
And then he got onto the mic and then he was saying all this weird shit, and what he was saying was warranted because he was kind of saying, look, I'm coming. And we're like, yeah, cool, we can all see that. But it's going to take that much longer because of your style. You know what I mean? It's just going to, that's the way it's just going to be. You're going to have to start. And the pressure, I think, started to mount for knockouts and stuff. And watching Kamaru then adapt his game, and his stand-up has gotten way better, completely better, and I think he knows that as well. And I think that's why Trevor Whitman was a good fit for him. Like I say, man, Whitman's the X factor there for me, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The only place Gilbert beats Usman on the stats is submissions attempted per 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that would make sense.
That is the only place.
That would make
Everywhere
sense.
else-
But you think he could pull off something like an armbar? It'd have to be like a choke.
Yeah, I think you definitely have to choke him out. Guillotine or a rear naked choke or something like that. I think the reality is that I don't see Burns taking him to the ground, dude.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
100% takedown defense, man.
He's gonna be opportunistic if Kamaru takes him down, right? That'll be his only opportunity to play the submission game. But in reality, I think he strikes with him the whole way.
Just accept those cookies there. Damn you, UFC. Yeah, dude.
36 fights in the UFC. My goodness, Jamila.
Dude, I think
He's
it's
tied with Cerrone.
And what Cerrone's got the most? Cerrone's got the most
23
wins.
wins,
23
yeah.
wins. With the GOAT, number 2.
You think him and Jim Miller are gonna
Haven't you
keep
met-
going? And it's like a game of chicken at
He's
the
met
moment.
Damien Maya. Hey?
Has
You
he?
haven't told us that story before.
Dude, you think him and Jim Miller just in this game of chicken to see who quits first?
Yeah,
Because one of them has
definitely.
to finish as the all-time most fights in the
Jim
UFC.
Miller's you always feel so bad for Jim Miller, dude. He always gets the cusp and then drops back.
Yeah.
And then,
You know what's
he
funny?
gets close and then drops back.
You know what's funny is
Submission. What's that? Submissions?
Khabib
Charles
doesn't
Oliveira.
feature on any of these lists. Interesting, eh?
It's so interesting.
So I hate it.
So wins,
What did you see? Jones
What's
post.
What's Anderson's?
most KO TKO wins 11. Matt Brown, Anthony Johnson.
Derek
Rumble,
Lewis.
bro.
Oh yes, Derek Lewis.
Bisping, one off.
When is
It's a
Rumble
1,
fighting
2,
Yoel
3,
Romero,
4
dude?
It's a 5-way tie between Anderson Silva, Matt Brown, Anthony Johnson, Derek Lewis, and Thiago Santos. Geez, that's a lot considering.
Bellator's actually making big announcements today as well, I think. Or sometime this week, yeah.
They're announcing
in the
Paige
press.
Van
Rich-
Zandt's doing a quick jump over.
Paige's last life. I was like, hey, listen, Bellator. can we
Hi,
do
Scott.
Dude, she earned $500,000 for her boxing match this weekend, right? $500,000. She was talking about earning 40 and 40 in the UFC. And the $500,000 was disclosed. I don't know what the undisclosed portion was, dude.
She's only doing 40 and 40 in the UFC. Why do they hate her so much? She's obviously not on that Michael Johnson protocol.
She obviously
You
wasn't.
got to win, bro.
She wasn't in the.
Firstly.
She wasn't a big name when the money had already converted over to the big money. You know, like 40 and 40 was a good wicket back in the day, dude. Like for the amount of fights she had and
like,
wins.
you just
Yes,
want to.
Charlie
I
Olives
think
is
Dana was also
wilding
trying to
again.
say, for sure, go do something else. Like, this is not for you.
yeah.
Like, there's many, many, many other things you could do. You
Even
see, she
in the-
started at OnlyFans like the next day.
She's not on OnlyFans.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Even in the
Actually, gonna be
boring,
dropping bombs.
She made the next million the very next day.
even in the boring category, the decision wins. Even there, Khabib doesn't feature. It's just not on any of these.
GSP, eh?
One of us, Khabib wasn't the most active fighter, dude.
No, he fought all the tin cans, fought those last 4 big names, and it was like sweet amounts.
Yes, yeah, but when Dubai's giving you 6 million, dude,
Yeah, my man.
Sub
definitely
wins.
take
He's
that money.
loaded, my man.
Charlie Olives is right at the top of that sub wins one.
Of course, dude.
Who's
second there?
Who's second?
The guy.
Oh, the goat, Damien Maya. Jim Miller, my man.
He's on
Who's under that?
Nate
Nate.
Diaz,
The goat, eh?
Frank McKinney, Florian
Oh,
Coleman,
Nate
Joe
Diaz.
Lozon. Win streaks, Anderson still at the top.
Let's pull up that card
Title
quick,
fight
Raucus.
This
Get
is
into
interesting. You
those
see John
questions.
Jones post that thing today or yesterday about
Title fight win.
most title fight wins. And then he said it looks like the only person, he's like the ball's in Amanda Nunes' court because she was the only last active person. But he didn't know GSP's coming back for one more fight.
If GSP wins that,
And then
If
they
they
put
make that
his
a
face
title-
up there.
total fight bonuses, I think they should have a list of most featured name on the list.
Shortest average fight time. Jeez, that's not a record you want to have,
Drew
eh?
McFedry's. Shame, bro.
Cheapest.
Hey, but that could be
Minimum-
a good thing or a bad thing. If you like knocking Oaks out in the first
fair
minute.
enough.
So my boy saw Askers in 4th.
Yeah, that's not for winning by knockouts.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. James Irvin also wasn't for winning by knockouts. Ronda Rousey was up there because of all her quick armbar wins.
Longest average.
And then Amanda
fight time.
Nunes obviously
See
helped
that,
her
bro?
along there. At
Frankie,
the end.
most time in
7
the,
hours.
That's a long time.
That's
bro.
almost a flight to Dubai. He spent
Yeah.
just fighting.
They should do
imagine-
that, bro. They should just get like empty a plane and fly from one place to the other, and that's how long the fight lasts.
Just
Pull up the card, bro.
Control
Let's have a
time.
look.
2 hours and 42 minutes of control for Joe
Ha,
St.
ha,
Pierre.
ha, ha. See, that could be a flight, bro.
Yeah.
You've gone the other side of the Michalisberg now.
And then my boy Damien Mike, he's the goat at being second on these lists.
There's just an
Tanner Bossa.
bottom position time.
Oh yeah, that's 0.
What?
Well, that's a
Him
good
and
thing, right?
Tanner
Oh, yeah.
Bossa.
Kamaru Usman
and
should be up
Kamaru's
there.
second for 2 seconds. Interesting.
Knockdowns landed.
Donald's on all of these things, eh?
Yeah.
There's old Drew McFedry's again.
Significant strikes landed.
Ibrahim.
2,608.
Yo, that was in one fight. Fucking hell, Max
Last one.
Holloway.
It helps when you can double as one fight, right? Strikes landed per
Is that
minute.
Cyborg? Striking differential.
Sure.
Gangster.
I'm sure it really does irk the UFC to have on that list.
Max Holloway again. Output. Pull the card up, boy.
This week.
Floating into the reads here. Of course, you're on RVCA. Okay.
Okay.
It's not a great pay-per-view card, if I'm honest.
No, it's not quite. It's
They're
not
not
super
going to
stacked.
outsell Poirier versus McGregor. I don't think.
Calvin Gastelum literally
Yeah,
makes you want to bang my head against the coffee table.
Why? Because he just doesn't get it.
Oh, he's so cringeworthy, dude. He spent way too much time with Henry Cejudo. He should have never done that.
Dude, he's like the new Carlos Condit, right? The closest you can get to a title without winning a title, right?
Yeah, dude.
Like Carlos Condit won the interim title, then arguably beat Lawler for the title and lost the split decision, and then has never recovered.
Pedro Munoz, Jimmy Rivera, Calvin Gastelum, Ian Harnish.
It is quite a weak card, eh?
Yeah, it's not great, bro.
Do you think it was just too close to the McGregor card?
Probably. Again, you're
I mean,
banking
you could have taken Sandhagen, Edgar, and thrown them on this card.
for sure. But again, you're banking on like the star power of the main event here. Macy Barber, Alexa Grosso. Not a bad fight.
Well, maybe it's the reverse,
Hey,
right?
Jim
Maybe
Miller.
there's not
Jim Miller,
enough
Bobby
star
Green,
power. Maybe there's not enough star power in the main event, so you can't stack up
Jim Miller
the
might be able
main card.
to make
Adolfo
that,
Vieira, you'll enjoy that one. Wallace,
Adolfo. Oh, dude, that looks a
submitting
gorilla, bro.
fools, bro.
That looks a gorilla. Juliana Viana, that she's like someone the UFC
Bilal
wants to
Muhammad
get going.
versus Diego Lima could for sure be
Diego
on the main
Lima
card.
is
That's a way better fight than some of the main card fights.
Yeah, that could for sure
isn't
be on the
is
card.
he Douglas Lima's brother?
Yeah.
No.
Here's
This
Douglas
is
Lima's brother.
Diego Lima who was on the Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, but he is Douglas Lima's brother.
Is he for sure?
1000%.
How many are
Douglas
there?
Lima. Yeah, check.
They're Brazilian American, right?
How many Limas are there though?
I think it's just the two of them, dude.
Yeah, that tells you here. I just saw it.
Prove it.
Diego Lima is the younger brother of Bellator welterweight champion Douglas Lima.
Fair enough.
But Diego Lima's really good, dude. Like,
Yeah, he is
he's
good,
very
yeah.
underrated.
He just hasn't caught that. Yeah,
Bilal Muhammad's also a beast, bro.
he's on a 3-fight winning streak.
Who's he beat? Court McGee.
Chad Laprice.
Court McGee's a good fight, dude.
Chad Laprice had a couple of decent wins in the UFC. He was on the Canada versus UK Ultimate Fighter, right?
Eddie Gordon.
Righty, boy. Hit those questions.
Very good. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, not the. Ricky Simon versus Brian Kelleher is a great fight as well.
Early prelims.
Okay. All the questions on
Just
on WhatsApp, eh?
well, no. Go back to Instagram. You're gonna have to go into our inbox.
Ooh.
Yeah,
you wanna
that's why I
check it?
sent the message on there.
No, are we on the
Go
Instagram?
no, go here so we can pull the questions up on the screen. Especially the ones where they're talking about people's balls.
You're obviously in control.
There. Go to the round table.
Oh, you sent them here?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
So
Just don't scroll up too fast there, Rock.
Leave this one. Go up a bit. A little bit
On
more.
a slow
Yeah.
scroll, yeah.
That's where it starts. Go down. There. That's the first one.
Okay,
Yeah.
from Chris Muller.
Chris Muller is very angry.
Why?
Okay, so this isn't our opinion, right? We just... I'm just paraphrasing it.
Yeah, this is what Chris
Am
Muller
I
is
reading this?
asking.
You read? Do you
Yeah,
wanna-
read it. Read it to us. Let's hear it.
Okay, from Chris Muller.
Also known as Rourke Buffet.
These are not the opinions expressed by the MMA Republic. Must I pronounce it like he spells it, yeah?
Just go, boy. Just
Okay,
ask
cool.
the question.
For Graham and Korea, please grow some balls and inform the loyal fans and athletes if there's any left on the roster. When will they attempt to start the EFC events again? Thanks, guys.
Yo,
Well, I mean, there's
is-
rumblings, right?
Chris is very angry. Yeah, the rumblings are that they're pushing for an event for March.
I saw our boy Timber Garimba is
Yeah.
coming in for a middleweight title
Calling
fight.
out the middleweight.
I know we just started the questions, but let's deviate quickly about the potential main event for that card. Because obviously it would
For
have
March.
been... Yeah, that would have been...
We've answered these questions. They're talking about March, right?
Yeah.
But
In my head, it's what's the date today? It's the 9th of February. Unless you're aiming for the very end of March. You would be saying something now.
I don't know. There won't be any fans there. You don't have to sell tickets.
Fight Lapa.
Fair enough.
thing.
Fight Lapa, here we go. And die Rondavel.
Well, that's the thing. Like, do you have to market these fights if all you're doing is creating TV content?
Well, you're still gonna want to create some kind of hype in terms of coming back for sure. But it also
100%.
doesn't have to be 6 weeks.
No, exactly.
you know?
So I mean,
Yeah.
You could make one
funny
of
thing
those
is, I haven't
graphic
heard of
videos.
anyone that's signed for a fight yet.
Yeah. That's also, and like there's no like, you know, guys are like fight news coming soon or whatever.
Yeah.
I
And-
don't know, man. Like there is rumblings of it coming for March, but it doesn't seem like.
And how active are guys in terms of getting ready? Are we going to see this card with everybody rocking that Christmas bob?
One
I think
thing
everyone's had enough time to get back.
One
in
thing
shape,
I
right?
have seen a move of guys like posting more training clips and stuff, and so I think guys are aware that there is a card on the way. They just don't know when.
I know I see guys like Hasa Tinkerbell, they're always training. You know, obviously we're around the people who are always training. I think CRT's training again.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude. I don't think they'll have a problem like getting like fit and healthy guys in there. It's just like I think they need a couple of weeks to promote the events. But I mean, I think March is probably still, if they're going to go like mid-March, it's still probably realistic at this stage. But I mean, they don't have to sell tickets. They just have to like market the actual broadcast, right?
but like just to answer his question about some ball spot, I think I think sometimes flying under the radar might be the easier option. I don't think in the sport we're in and in the times we're in, I don't think they've done it the right way. I do understand the frustration because there's no communication, there's no content coming. It looks almost like the EFC just packed their bags and left. You know what I mean? So from like a fan's perspective, that's not really in the know of what's going on. It can become frustrating. You know what I mean? To figure out what's going on. But I think for sure those guys should still be keeping content coming out, even if it's just like fighter interactions or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Try and keep something coming out to say like, look, we are still here. And I think that's obviously where the frustration is.
But it's also like a risky situation. Like if you announce something, people want to hold you to that, right? So it's like,
for sure.
The moment they say, "Oh, we're looking at coming back in March," then everyone gets on your case. Like if you don't come back in March, right?
For sure.
So I think it's a good idea to hold back until something's concrete.
Yeah, but just come out and say Graham did come to do that small interview with me, and it was kind of like, look, we are trying to get back. And I think that's what you got to take.
Do we know if it's gonna? The PR's gone, right?
I don't know.
I also don't know. But I mean, like, essentially, you just need like one of those banqueting rooms at like one of the casinos or something. Like where did they shoot the Ultimate Fighter, the Fighter season 1?
Upstairs at Menlyn. What's it?
Times Square.
Times Square.
Like that could work.
That was great. That was awesome. They had the light set up there was super nice. It was small, close. There's change rooms in the back already for guys to get ready and wrapped up and stuff.
Look, dude, a lot of the big problem is getting around the COVID compliances. That is a big problem because it costs a lot of money to do. So
just do 8 fights, guys. Just do 8 fights.
No, let's just do it. Okay, this is a long question. Hit us with the highlights here.
This isn't really a question we mostly answered. He was just talking about what we were talking about now.
And like people on the roster and stuff. Look, there is obviously a roster problem. We've lost a lot of champions, but that also gives an opportunity for new title fights. Next question.
Okay, this one
It'll be.
long.
This is 3 questions, different questions. Start. What's the first one?
Okay, how easy is it to start an amateur or professional organization? We rely on one big organization like the EFC, but they've been out of action for a year now. Is it better to have a lot of small organizations or one big organization?
Sure. Tough question, dude. About starting an amateur promotion, I wouldn't be able to tell you. I've never done it, so I don't know. Maybe you'll ask Dwayne Meredith. I don't.
You have to go through MASA, get certification that you can run a event.
It's definitely going to cost some money as well.
It's definitely going to be harder now with COVID.
For sure.
But I know that EFC was quite difficult to start in the beginning. I'm sure I heard that they struggled.
Well, no, you see,
the 12th event.
Yeah, but it was also different. It was like the Wild West back there. There were no organizations, so like they just helped create organizations to kind of give it legitimacy. But I mean, like back then it was a lot easier. Like if I and myself decided we're going to run an event next weekend and get some fighters, you could just do it because there was no regulations, there were no standards. You could just go. Now it's a different ball game. Like with regulation comes a lot of benefits, and obviously also comes a lot of negatives. So it's like it's safer for the fighters now, but it's way more difficult to do stuff in this day and age.
And in terms of organizations, like I think we've spoken to, we blew in the face about it. I think we want to see more like burn events for amateurs where there's a lot more happening. I had a long chat with someone involved with MMA SA, and they were telling me that was the plan, is to have like these regional competitions. So it would be like Cape Town, Joburg.
Which is awesome. I think that'd be great.
They're trying to get that moving. Obviously, COVID has stopped a lot of things. In terms of a professional organization, I think it would be nice to see some kind of opposition to EFC, but kind of like a setup where LFA is to the UFC, where you've got feeders and everyone kind of just agrees to that. We're not having like this ego clash about who's got which fighter and who's champions this and that. Like to go from amateur almost to like I want to say semi-pro, but there will be pro fights, but on a smaller scale, and then step up to the EFC. You know what I'm saying? Like a feeder system. I think you'd get a lot more quality fights coming out in a system like that, to be honest. But we also can't have 10 promotions. We just don't have a big enough.
I'd like to see like AMA or one of these promotions is to do like amateur cards, like do a strong amateur card, cut, move over, get everything set up and have a strictly pro card, like 4 fights, right?
Well, that is the talk, I think. At the
Right,
moment.
like that would be an
Yeah,
awesome way to like build these like regional professional organizations, right? Obviously, you don't have all the money to like plow into building a solely professional organization, but you have like these amateur organizations that cut it and then put on a professional card. As long as it's marketed correctly, you don't want to market amateurs and like misguide people that this is a pro card and
Sure.
you've got amateurs on the card. It's like that's very weird, right? But to like market a pro card, market an amateur
You're saying
card.
someone's done that before.
I mean, yeah.
Let's not go there.
But so I didn't, just coming back to that, like when Brave did it, right? I didn't have an issue that Brave did it. I had an issue that that amateur fight was being promoted like a professional fight,
And the
and the guys weren't getting paid for it, right? That was my issue with that incident.
Super
People like took it the wrong way when I made this statement, right? It's but like that was the issue that I had with it. It's like marketed as an amateur fight.
Did they call you a dick rider?
Yeah, they did actually.
I also got called a dick rider.
That UFC dick riders, eh?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I can't remember what dick rider I was.
Dick
I think
Rider's
just a
Dick Rider,
general one.
right?
I'm not too sure.
No, but that's the thing, right? Is you feel bad for the guys who are getting marketed.
Yeah.
They're getting like everyone's attention is being drawn on them, but they're not getting any of the compensation for it.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Anywho,
next question.
okay, from our guy Ray, how do we get South African companies backing our boys and girls more? What's not being done, and how do we fix this?
So difficult, dude.
This is the $1 million question. I think there still needs to be this leap of authenticity, and I think like the EFC is always going to lead the way with that. So if big corporate brands can see other big corporate brands getting behind the likes of the EFC, I think it'll be different. I think that's one. I think guys need to pay attention to how they market themselves and how they carry themselves. You know, some guys have got good corporate sponsors, others don't. You know, I think it's got a lot to do with who you are and what you're putting out there.
Yeah.
It is the entertainment era, you know, so you've got to be smart on how you do things. You've got to put out good quality content. You've also got to win. You've also got to be a good personality, you know. Look at a guy like Drickus. Drickus has got massive sponsors, you know, and he makes good money from his sponsors. Yeah. And the likes of Don, same kind of story. You know, you've got to kind of watch these bigger names, both here and internationally, and see what they're doing right, and kind of find your niche in and amongst that. You know, that makes you marketable and makes you valuable. That's super important.
It's so difficult though, right? It's like you have to give these entities, these corporate entities, like some sort of value, marketing value, right? But the reality is, as a pro fighter, is that you're trying to get out of South Africa. You're trying to get in. But the moment you leave the shores of South Africa, if you're not like if you're not in like the media regularly, like in magazines, on websites, your value to your corporate entities becomes zero, because they're not getting any airtime in the UFC. They're not getting any airtime in KSW. That, like, you know, so like it's like such a tricky situation, because ultimately to have the biggest local support of corporate sponsors is you'd have to be at the peak of EFC, right? But that isn't the end goal, right? So I don't know. It's I'm not a marketing genius.
My one piece of free advice to all young fighters out there is, for sure, the simplest thing: don't make your name fucking 69 armbar 504, because nobody's gonna fucking find you online. Like, for sure, just use your name. You've got a name for a reason. Your parents gave it to you. They love you. And just fucking use your name. Like, there's nothing worse when you're trying to like tag someone. I mean, you're trying to help them out as well. And it's like, fuck, I can't find this oak's name. I can't tag him. It's fucking Steel Cricket Pitch 529. I'm like, dude, fucking, I'm looking for your name, you know? Like, keep it simple. Anyway, next question.
From your girl Cutie. How do we get South
Oh,
Africans...
I think Cutie actually sent a message about...
how do we get South Africans more exposed to the world of MMA and pro wrestling?
Just tell everybody who's never seen MMA, go watch Rory MacDonald versus Robbie Lawler 2. End of story.
There you go.
WWE, yo, dude, I don't know. I can't.
You see, Ken Shamrock got banned from Impact Wrestling this week
Really?
Steroids.
What?
for being uncontrollable. Like he had it's like an uncontrollable rage.
Did he just go off the script?
I think he hit like 3
Gangster.
refs or something like that. Like, I think he went off script, completely off
What a
script.
gangster.
That's what we're doing, guys. That's what we're doing.
Yeah, you check the
Frank,
the
Frank,
first
Ken, Ken
The
Shamrock.
the first ref goes down. The second ref's thinking, well, that was in the script, but he starts coming towards him. You're like, whoa, hold on, this wasn't rehearsed. And then he doesn't hit you with that stomp slap. He hits you with that real
A real
knuckle
puss
sandwich.
club.
Okay.
I think we got 2 more there.
Here we go. What's this one from? Dallin Goldman.
What a gangster.
If Snoozman wins, will he face Gamebred on a full camp instead of just 6 days?
I think they do the Covington fight rematch. Because there was a lot of talk about Jorge versus Colby.
Did you guys? Oh, Colby is cringe. Eh?
Oh, so
I think maybe whoever wins that.
I was hoping he was going to
Probably get the
disappear with
shot.
the Trump admission
Yep.
disappearing.
Still here, much started a lot. Y'all know Mr. Goldman.
Okay, last
I
one
don't see it happening from the mighty guy Lazarus.
from G Laz.
G Laz
Yeah,
on
this
his
is a good question to end on here.
Who you got picked to step up? And
We
face
spoke about this for like
Magic
45
Mana?
minutes before we started this show. And we've come to the conclusion that Gamrot is probably the most obvious solution. Obviously, we all want to see Clay Guida. But I
I
don't
wonder how
know.
much momentum that Clay Guida thing got.
I don't know, dude. Like, we'll have to wait and see. I think,
How do you get a Clay Guida fight? You tell me.
yes, dude. Your management, I guess. The thing is, why the Clay Guida thing picked up so much steam was you as a South African supporter, you want to see your guy get a big name. Okay, so you go to funnel through the names. If we're honest, fans want their guy to get what they deem as a winnable fight. Look, Clay Guida just had a massive performance on the weekend and then came out and said, he wants to be active. He doesn't want to fight legends continuously. He wants to fight young up-and-comers. So it made a lot of sense at the time. You know what I mean? Obviously, getting a fight with someone like Clay Guida is a huge, huge fight. But we wait to see what happens from here. I just hope that they figure it out, man, and they get on a fight. The Gamrot picked up very quickly.
What, on your social media?
Yeah. So he actually responded on there and then went and did his own response. And like out of all the talk, MMA Junkie only picked up on the Gamrot one, which tells me a story. You know what I mean?
Oh, did MMA Junkie post about it?
Yeah. They're saying like Gamrot ready to face Don.
Well, I suppose like if you had to do like reverse fight maths, right?
Gamrot actually commented on here. Yeah. Is that it there?
I'm here and ready.
Ready for war.
Here and ready for war.
Like Gamrot makes sense from like reverse fight maths, right? He fought Guram.
Reverse fight, man.
It was a split decision. Like Guram stated that Gamrot won the
Yeah,
fight, like in a weird post fight.
Yeah.
Where he's saying like, how can you take him down, and not be able to hold him down, and then you still win the fight or something like that?
Yeah, he didn't think that he won.
Yeah, he didn't think he won. So you like kind of, and Mattis Gamrot's a massive name in European MMA.
Just check his credentials there in his bio. KSW, he was a 2-division champ at KSW.
Yeah.
Hey? ADCC.
vet. Sponsored by
Who did he
Under
almost
Armour.
beat in the ADCC? Gordon Ryan.
No, he didn't almost buy. He fought Gary Tonin.
Yeah.
Took him to like 8 minutes, dude. Like, didn't get smoked by Gary Tonin, and then Gary choked him out. But he won the ADCC European Trials. Like, he's like a serious. Like, what's his following on social media?
Big dude. 206K.
206,000. That's a dude. He's like a decent name in MMA, dude.
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Like,
like
he's huge in Europe. Like if
I
there's-
knew about Gamrot before he'd even gone to ADCC.
there was
like,
a lot of hype about him coming in. I know the KSW dudes were super high on Gamrot.
the only thing you have to like look at is like he is coming off a loss, but that loss is after like a gazillion wins.
Yeah, for sure.
Literally 1 gazillion.
Shit,
He's-
a gazillion wins.
Yeah, dude.
What's his record?
17-1.
Of
Yeah, that was his
17
first
wins.
loss. And he went 17 straight into
There's
the
a no
UFC
contest, accidental eye poke. I don't know.
But then he
accidentally on purpose.
had to fight Norman Park like three times or
times.
something stupid.
Yeah.
He avenged that no contest. So.
Well, he smoked
Yeah,
him,
dude.
got a no contest and smoked him.
Gamrot, and I feel like that's the fight that's going to get offered because it was picked up so quickly. But we wait to see. Gamrot, Clay Guida. Dude, at this point, I would
It's
watch
close,
Don.
dude. It's like 5 weeks time, right?
I'd watch Don go shadow box in the cage. Just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it just needs to happen.
I think
Hopefully-
everyone's pretty desperate to see him fight.
And hopefully it does. And then we got Jared Van Der Aar coming up.
Who's he fighting?
He's fighting that, what's that Russian fella? On the 20th of this month, I think. And then Drickus, Trevor Giles, still on the way. And
JP?
maybe JP somewhere.
No, well, he posted yesterday saying that his fight is a lot sooner than everyone thinks.
Yeah, so whatever that means. 'Cause
Whatever
we
that
definitely
means. Like,
don't
like
know.
it could never be on the same card as
We
his wife,
definitely
Cheyenne.
don't know anything about that.
Yeah, so JP.
Spivak, whatever his name is.
There you go.
Yeah. Hopefully Don gets that fight wrapped up. Enjoy the fights this weekend. Usman Burns. It's going to be good.
You want to go
Sweet.
back to the UFC stats thing? again?
No, we're done. Don't
We're
drag
done.
us into the
Yeah,
real
so this is good at dragging us into
Thanks
the
for tuning in. Shout out to the fellas here. Rob Radio. Catch you later. Peace.